If you're a new patron or member, I'll update really soon. That way you'll be on there. This took a lot of work and it zapped me, but I appreciate everybody who participated, and I appreciate the ones who wanted to, but I just didn't have time to. But I appreciate all y'all. Hey, everybody's the Shape, and here's all the clues of our Shapetober Halloween special animation that quite a few of you seen most of the clues, but there's a few that nobody, at least nobody that I saw, mentioned. But I'm going to point out all the ones you guys caught, and I'm going to show you some that you missed. And then when you see them, you'll be like, huh, why did I not notice that? But let's see how good of the detectives that you guys really are. This camera is blinking again. But, you know what? This is just animation clues. Oh, the next video. Maybe I found real ghosts on camera. Maybe I found a channel that actually caught real paranormal. Huh? And it might not be who you think it is. Let's look at these clues.
So Walker writes, Andre Miller is the mastermind and executor of the murder. With his over-the-chart IQ, the masked crazy man is Andre himself.
Great eye, So Walker. Right here you see very intelligent IQ off the charts. That's a red herring. Poor Andre. A lot of people thought he was the bad guy. But no, it wasn't Andre. It wasn't Andre at all. It was Alan the whole time. And I'm going to show you why. When I show you the clues, you're like, oh wow, that makes sense. See, Alan is an unreliable narrator. That's why, like, when he's got binoculars and he's looking through his binoculars, you're looking through it from his perspective, through his eyes. But like when he grabs the camera and records, it's not something he's seeing because it's on camera. So you're seeing what's on camera. It's not what you see through his eyes, you're seeing through the camera lens. Camera tells the truth, but we'll get to that. But yeah, it was Alan. I think a couple people said the Chihuahua might have had something to do with it. There was a couple of people thought Rose, the lady character, might have had something to do with it. But no, it's definitely Alan the whole time. Now, let's get to this next comment.
Enabling direct attack while hiding his identity. Andre is never around when the crazy killer appears. Crazy killer slashes the old man and is shorter than the old man too, which you can see in their first confrontation. Motive, revenge, protection, and symbolic destruction. Evidence. Lawnmower tracks, timing of absences with the killer orchestration to look innocent enforces Alan's guilt and delusion. The Shadow Raven stands at the fire of the old man's house garden.
This shot I did on purpose as well, when Andre is just at the bonfire on Angry Neighbor's property, and then I zoom out to, you know, somebody behind this tree right here. You can see them down there. Now I'm going to show you what they really look like. That's the animation. That is our main character in the old lady's clothes.
The final violent moment, head through the window, is the result of Andre's planning, disguise, and manipulation, not supernatural forces, lawnmower tracks outside of the window. Nail, vanished, no one really saw her, just Alan, and he feels divided, plus the Shadow Raven truth is guilt taking over reason. Rose, behaves suspicious, and is always clean at probably the crime scene where her husband died under strange circumstances. She might be guilty of something, but she is a decoy. Alan, he wanted to help the terrible neighbor, even when he was horrible to him and the dog. In counterpart, Andre confronted the old man, violently lost. Perhaps Alan gets acting without recall of what he is doing, wandering around the shadow at the fire in the old man's garden. It is suspicious that he lies to Rose about not feeling anything from the waist down, but he feels a dog licking his feet. This could be guilt, denial, refusal, or reality after just abandoning that woman that only he saw and haunts her. Plot twist, if true to Shadow Raven, the dog who is being possessed by the hag. It was also there during the accident, and both walked on all fours and licked Alan's feet. Not watching a fourth time, that's all I could find. My final conclusion. Have a good one.
So Walker, that was a good catch. That is odd, isn't it? He's paralyzed, can't feel nothing from the waist down, like mentioned in the animation. So how did he feel his dog licking his feet? That's interesting, and we'll dive into that a little deeper. Next comment.
Rose Red writes, Alan says he has no feeling, but he feels the dog licking his feet. During lightning scene, you can see the old lady sitting in the wheelchair, maybe Shadow Raven.
Rose and a few others caught this dialogue. If he was paralyzed, how could he feel this? I felt you licking, and I'm glad it was you licking. Walker and Rose, both of y'all caught that. He shouldn't have been able to feel that dog licking his feet, being as he's paralyzed from the waist down. That really gets you thinking too, doesn't it? If he's willing to be dishonest about that, what else would Alan be dishonest about? Oh, it gets better. Let's continue. Rose also pointed out a couple more things. Good job, Rose Red. He also states the phone goes far, and the ghost had a phone in the hand when looking for Rose. Rose has a creepy ass space in the upstairs window at 2:15ish when Alan is looking at her through the window.
Oh my god, what should I do? I guess I'll have to get under the table.
Great ears and eyes, Rose. Yeah, when she climbs under the table and the assailant is looking for her in her house, you can see something very interesting that if you don't pay attention, you might not see. Here comes the intruder while she's under her kitchen table, and look very closely. Is that a cordless phone that a ghost is carrying? A monster carrying a cordless phone? That makes no sense. Coming, Yellow, you're speaking to Alan.
I'm coming to get you.
So the question is, how far does the cordless phone stretch? And I made it very clear earlier in the animation when Andre talks about how far his phone stretches from the base right here. Can you believe how far these cordless phones stretch from the base? I'm like 100 yards from my house and I can still talk to people on my phone. Well, I had the same kind of phone as you, so I guess mine does too. So, Rose knocked that right out of the park. Crazy, ain't it? Why would this ghost be carrying a cordless phone with them? And if you noticed in the animation, whenever he got near the victim, he would quit talking. I mean, Alan, who's supposedly watching with binoculars, would quit talking as they got close, because if he's talking on the cordless phone, which he's the killer, which he's in their house, he's just envisioning it from the binoculars. But he's actually in their house. That's why he gets quiet. When he gets close to them, he don't want to give away his position. And yeah, also, I linked Andre and Alan with that one segment to where Andre prank calls Alan, and then he brags about how far the cordless phone reaches from the base, where you could still use it and you're far away from your own house still talking. But Alan says, oh yeah, I got the same kind of phone as you. Mine should do that too. That's where I planted the seed. What is going on? Now, camera. Remember I said the camera shows you what it sees. The binoculars, you're just looking through an unreliable narrator's mind, his eyes. But the camera doesn't lie. So I know there's one or two people that said, well, if Alan did it, how could he be operating the camera and then appear in front of the camera at the same time? Well, let me show you. Oh man, I'm getting sleepy. Show yourself. Show yourself. Oh my goodness, I got her. The camera moves the whole time when Alan's holding it, but it all of a sudden stops, and that's when the ghost appears, because Alan lays the camera down, runs outside, plays ghost, right here. See, the camera wasn't even moving, so he wasn't holding it. Where was he? And then it starts moving.
Diane writes, this was brilliant, very enjoyable. Clue 1, old lady saying, why did you leave me here to die? Number 2, Alan could feel the dog lick his toes when he's supposed to be paralyzed from the waist down. 4, the detective mentioned a woman went missing the same night Al hit a woman with his car. 5, Alan heard the voice of the lady in his closet. Why did you leave me here to die? I think Alan kidnapped the lady that went missing. He kept looking at the clock, and the time would change. I think Alan is the killer, who can really walk and has mental problems where he loses time and becomes a monster, attacking, murdering his neighbors and the woman he kidnapped. Also, the one he hit with his car. He likes to taunt the police and neighbors to mislead them.
Diane brought up something pretty good there about the closet. I know the camera looks different, but I got sick of that stupid ring light blinking. Well, causing the camera to blink. I have to fix it. But yeah, she brought up the closet. And I wanted to bring a lot of attention to that closet, because when you see Alan going by the closet in his wheelchair, you could see inside the closet. But when they go back and look, him and Andre both, they look in the closet, you see something else. Let's compare them. I don't know, it sounded like it was coming from this closet right here, but hey. So let's play Spot the Difference. Right here is when they went to check out the closet, but let's look at the closet earlier. There's the old lady's dress and the wig. Now let's look back again. They're not there. When they went to go check. But clearly when he goes by there, there's the dress and the wig. Yeah, when you look in the closet again, you don't see anything, but the first time Alan drives by the closet, you can see the old lady wig and the dress hanging in the background. You can see it actually in the closet hanging. You can see the wig and the white dress. But when they go back and look, those two items aren't there. That automatically tells you Alan's dressing up like an old lady. But let's continue. Here's another clue that shows he was the killer. Now the next thing I want to point out is when the detective goes to Alan's house. See, remember the head got thrown through the window when it hit him in the head, knocked Alan out, knocked him out of his wheelchair. Alan said that a head got thrown in, knocked him out. But when the detective gets there and goes over, the crime scene, pay attention and you can see that nothing was thrown from the outside in, but something was thrown from the inside out, because all the glass was on the outside. There was no glass on the inside. Alan is an unreliable narrator. But let's look at those clips. Here goes our unreliable narrator who said a head flew in his window and hit him and knocked him out. So clearly, the head comes through the window, glass flies everywhere, and he gets knocked out. The problem is this. When the detective gets there, there's no glass on the inside of the house at all, which means something was through from the inside out, because all the glass, as you can clearly see here when the detective is there, is all on the outside on the ground. That shows you that our main character in the wheelchair is an absolute liar. And part of the Shape Army, Jimbo, he caught something that I didn't see anybody else point out whatsoever. Take it away, Jimbo. Jimbo writes, I think I got it on the first clue. Nella, spelled backwards, is Alan. Boom. Solved it. Good work, Shape. I enjoyed it. So there's Nella Rebelot. Everybody calls her Nell. Nella, when spelled backwards, is Alan. And her last name, which is Rebelot, when you spell it backwards, is Tolliver. The mirror image of each other. I just took the name and reversed all the letters. Ooh. Fantastic catch, Jimbo. That was it's a name, a first and last name that mirror one another. Her name, the old woman, was Nella Revelot. Alan's name, Alan Tolliver. So, the first name spelled backwards and the last name spelled backwards make each name. Is that not clever? What I'm saying is, Alan Tolliver spelled backwards is Nella Rebelot. Now, I read a scary story years ago. I can't remember the name of it. I think it was the scariest stories you've ever heard. That's how I got the last name Tolliver and Rebelot. It was Mac Tolliver and Cam Rebelot. But I didn't like Mac. So I thought of Nella and Alan. But that's where I got the last name. Comment below if you read the scariest stories you've ever heard. That's some of my favorite scary stories. I'm going to show you this next clip. Probably most important clip of the whole animation. because you get to see Alan standing up and sitting back down in his wheelchair at the end. Take a look.
Let me in. Yo, man, let me in. I don't know what that was.
Let's watch that again. I want you to pay attention to the window on the right-hand side of the house as Andre is running toward the house to get away from our ghost old lady monster thingy. As you can see, Alan is standing up and sitting down in his wheelchair because he knows Andre's coming. Oh, you don't believe me? Let's zoom in. He is literally sitting down, and yes, that's in the actual animation. So, great eye. You literally see Alan sit down in the wheelchair right before Andre got to the door. Doesn't get much more definitive than that. But I also wanted to show you some of these cutscenes. So here's where our angry neighbor bites the dust by the intruder. Now I did film something, like a hidden camera thing, that was in his house that the killer didn't know about, and the detective found it on like a hidden nanny cam, but I never used it. And yes, I was going to unalive the police captain, and you can see Alan's face in the dark here, but I never put that out either. There were a lot more cutscenes, but I wanted to show you those to show you that Alan was indeed the perpetrator. I do want to thank all you members and patrons. Really do help me out a lot. Really do appreciate you. All you Easter egg getters on PayPal, I appreciate that as well. It's been rough, so I really, really, really appreciate that. Appreciate everybody involved. Every single person listening to my voice. Took a while to make that video, but man, I did it because I want to do something special for you guys for Halloween. Like I said, I know it don't perform well, but I thought it was a creepy, good little story. Who else is going to do that besides me? And all of you that wanted to voice act that I didn't get to you in time, there'll be more animations, and I'll keep you in mind. Yeah. This was fun. What else? Join Debunkers Anonymous on Facebook. Ooh. Appreciate you guys. And next video may have a real ghost. I don't know. Stay tuned. Got some bangers coming. And we're gonna, next couple of months, up into this December, stick to actual debunks of old school type stuff. We're going retro debunking. Old school. Love you guys. Appreciate you. And I'll see you. Oh, one more thing. People mentioned that it reminded, this animation reminded them of Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window. Yeah, that was an inspiration. So was Psycho. So was Disturbia. And a little bit of Halloween. Lots of little inspirations. But I'll see y'all in the next video. Y'all come back now, you hear? Peace.